Hello my dear children, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Science with Shekhar sir. So today we are going to start the second chapter for physics for class 9, that is force and laws of motion. Now you can see on the screen the bike is moving. We know the reason behind the motion. In the previous chapter we have studied about the motion, types of motion and graphical presentation of motion. Now in this chapter we will study about the different types of forces. So first of all we are going to start with the half portion, that is force. The chapter comprises of two words, that is force and laws of motion. So in this chapter we are going to study about the types of forces and the three famous Newton's laws of motion which are applicable or which are helpful to find out the different kind of physical quantities by using the relation given by these motion. So without wasting too much time, first of all we will understand the meaning of laws. Meaning of laws, it means the rules specified for something. Similarly, these laws of motion, dear children, are very important till you are in touch with physics. And motion, we know that in the previous chapter we have done, that is movement. और मोशन को भी हमने ब्रीफली किया था कि ऑब्जेक्ट इज इन मोशन व्हेन इट चेंजेस इट्स पोजीशन विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम, राइट? नाउ what causes motion? In the previous chapter we have studied about that yes, the motion is there when the body changes its position with respect to its surroundings, then the body is said to be in motion. But what is the reason behind this motion? What causes that motion? In this chapter we will get that answer. Before getting the answer, I would like to show you a pic. You can see here there are 6 persons who are doing something, doing efforts to provide the motion to that train, right? Wagon, we can say. So what are they doing? They are just pushing the wagon, right? Why they are pushing? So that they can give the motion to it. So they are applying force, because we know that whether push or pull, then we can say that it is a force, right? Now you can see here 2 cars are tied together and it's towing that car. That means it is pulled by that car. So this car, right, is pulled by the yellow one on this side. So that means pull is also a force. If it's pulling, that means it's a force. So in both the examples we have seen that the push or pull has been applied here, right? And what they have done? What they have done? They have produced the motion. So what we conclude from here? That cause of motion is a force. So simply we can say push or pull is a force, and if whether there is a push or pull, then there will be motion. But now the question is, he is confused about thinking one question in his mind. The question is this: can force be seen or tasted? I hope everybody knows it. No, we cannot. We cannot taste the force, we cannot see the force, we can feel it. But the question then arises that how do you know there is a force? If we can't taste, we can't feel, so how we can say that there is a force? So we will get our answer by its effects. Because when there will be a push or pull, then it will produce some effects. By knowing these effects, we can say that yes, there is a force and we can feel it. How? So to understand it in a better way, we are going to discuss about the effects of force first. So what are these effects of force? So effects mean result. क्या रिजल्ट आता है when force is applied? Yes, the first one is rest to motion. When the force will be applied on an object at rest, then there is a possibility that it will come in motion. For example, when you are kicking a ball, फुटबॉल को जब आप किक लगाते हैं तो वो फुटबॉल जो है वो रेस्ट पे है. जब हम किक लगाते हैं तो वी अप्लाई द फोर्स, राइट? तो वो बॉल क्या होती है, मोशन में आ जाती है. सो दैट इज द वन इफेक्ट ऑफ फोर्स. यू कैन सी हियर ऑन द स्क्रीन, राइट? किकिंग अ बॉल will bring it in motion, whereas it was at rest. This is the first effect of force. Second is motion to rest. Yes, there is also possibility. You can see on the screen, after striking the ball by the batsman, the wicket keeper here catching the ball, that means the ball was earlier in motion. When he will catch the ball, it will come to rest. So it shows that force can bring the body in motion to rest, right? Okay, then we have change in speed. Yes, change in speed also. This is very common. Accelerator that is present in the car, when we press it, the speed increases, right? And when we press the brake, then the speed decreases. So yes, by applying the force, we can change the speed. That is very common example. Okay, accelerator and brake. Accelerator help us to increase the speed, whereas brakes will help us to decrease the speed. Very simple. Next is change in direction. Here, if you will strike with a baseball or cricket bat, there are so many examples that when you apply the force, the direction can change, right? So force is used to change the direction. Change in shape. When the force will be applied, you can see by the porter, so the force will be changed. जैसे कि खाना बनाने से पहले जो हम वीट को हमारी मदर्स जो करती हैं उसको फेंटती हैं अच्छे से, तो उसमें बार बार शेप चेंज होती है. That is the change in shape. Right, the potter is molding the clay, so in this way he is changing the shape. So what are these 5 effects? So the different effects of force हमने कौन कौन से डिस्कस किए? One is rest to motion, second is motion to rest, change in speed, change in direction, and change in shape. So dear children, these are the 5 major effects of force, which shows that there is a force acting on the object. Right? It's possibility that any one of it will be shown, or all of 2, 3, 4, as much as they can be shown by the body. Now, if we are applying the force, so there will be same kind of forces every time whenever I am applying the force. Sometimes I apply the force, the object is moving. Sometimes I am applying the force, but I am unable to move that object. So in both the cases, forces were applied. But it means that they were not same. Yes, they were not same. There are different kind of forces. What are these different kind of forces? Let's discuss one by one. So forces generally are of 2 types. One is balanced, another is unbalanced. तो balanced force जैसे dear children आपको इसके name से ही clear है. Generally, if one box is here lying and I am applying the force, suppose F1 I am applying 10 Newton. Newton is the unit of force, and on the other side I am applying force F2 is equal to 10 Newton. So what will be the net force if I am calculating? So net force will be F1 minus F2. That means 10 minus 10, that is 0. On the other hand, if I am talking about unbalanced forces, the box is here, I am applying here the force 20 Newton. Now here we have F1 20 Newton, and here I am applying F2, that is 30 Newton. Now what will be the net force? If I want to calculate net force, then what I will do? F2 minus F1. So it will become 30 minus 20, that is 10 Newton. Now you can see in these 2 cases, the net force in one case is 0, in one case it is not 0. So this is about balanced and unbalanced forces. When the net force is 0, then it is said to be balanced. When the net force is not 0, then it is said to be unbalanced. Right? Now we will understand with the help of definition that what is balanced force and what is unbalanced force. So let's see the definition for balanced force. We know that forces, in that case I have shown you with the help of a picture, that is magnitude was same, forces were in opposite direction, right? Then the forces are said to be balanced. See, the book is lying on the table. We know that book is applying the force on the table, and in return the table will also apply the force. Both are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, that's why they are balanced. और जो बुक है वो टेबल पे ही रहेगी, right? Okay. Now in case of unbalanced force, these are unequal magnitude acting on the same body, right? Direction will also be opposite. You can see the seesaw. They are applying the unbalanced force because one is in the height and another is on the bottom. So these are example of unbalanced forces. Balanced forces cannot change the state. Yes, I told you if I am applying the force on something and it's not moving, that means the force is balanced. On the other side, state of rest or motion can change. Okay, and balanced force mean. One is very important, that uniform motion. If the body is not in motion, then only the balanced forces will be applied? No, this is wrong. Because balanced forces will be present when the body is in motion, but the condition is this, the body will be in uniform motion. Okay, very important question. Balanced forces are always acting on the object at rest? No, it acts when the object is in motion. So I have given you that example. The state condition is this, the body should be in the uniform motion. Okay. So this is about balanced and unbalanced forces. I hope you have understood these balanced forces, unbalanced forces and the effects of forces. So don't forget to share, subscribe and like my YouTube channel. Keep on watching for the lecture 2 for class 9. Thank you so much.